Welcome back to our C++ programming series. In this video, we'll dive into one of the most crucial aspects of programming functions. You'll learn what functions are, how to define and call them, how to work with function arguments and return values, understand scope and lifetime of variables, and explore function overloading and default arguments. Let's get started. What are functions? Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task. Instead of writing the same code multiple times, we can define a function once and call it whenever needed, making our programs more organized and manageable. Open the code blocks. Create a new project from File menu. Enter the project name lecture number 5. Open the main.cpp file. Define the function. It is a user-defined function. Create a void space. Say hello function. Print the message on the screen hello world using cout statement. Calling the function. Call function say hello, we defined above. Save, build, and run the project. As a default, when the program run, it start from main function. Here, in the main function, call the say hello function and cursor jump to the say hello function and run the statements in the say hello function. After that, return back in main function and run the next statement. Okay, start the debug this program. Add the breakpoint here using right-click and add breakpoint. Click on debug menu and click on start and continue. You note that, when program run, it's hold at say hello function and powie the program. Again click on debug menu and click on step into or press Shift F7. This icon also used for step into. When click on this icon, the cursor jump in the say hello function. You note that the program again pause on the count statement, but the output screen is blank. Again click on the step into icon for next step. You note that when the count statement run, it prints the hello world on the screen. Again click on the step into icon for next step. The cursor jump back on the next line where it's called say hello function. Again click on the step into icon for next step. It's the end of the main function and program halts. Close the output window. Keep in mind, before closing, stop the debug program. Defining and calling functions. Defining a function involves specifying the return type, function name, and parameters if any. After defining, the function can be called in the main function or any other part of the program. Define the function. Define the add function, its integer returnable value, and to input integer parameters a and b. Return a plus b. This means, when call this function with two input values, this function add them these two values and return back. Okay, call this function within the main function. Define the integer variable sum, where we store the function return value. Sum is equal to add function with two input values, 5 and 13. This statement means add the values 5 and 13 through function and store in some variable. Print the message, the sum using function on the screen, and the result using cout statement. Save, build, and run the program. You note that message display on the screen and some result 18. Okay, call again the function with different values. Sum is equal to add function with two input values to 100 and 300. This statement means add the values to 100 and 300 through function and store in some variable. Display the result on the screen using cout statement. Save, build, and run the program. See on the result, you note that the two different results are displayed. Also, you note that same function call, but with different values, so it's displayed different results. Function arguments and return values. Functions can accept arguments values passed to them when they are called. These arguments can be used within the function to perform operations and produce a result, which can then be returned. Define the function. The function name is multiply and the double return type, and the input parameters are also double x and double y. When function is called, it will return x multiplied by y. Calling the function within the main function. Define the double variable as result, where we store the multiply result. Calling the multiply function with passing to type values, the first value is 2.5 and the second value is 4.0. Display the results on the screen using cout statement. Save, build ABD, run the program. Here you see the result is equal to multiply function with two arguments, and save the result in the result variable, and this result variable value display on screen using cout statement. Scope and lifetime of variables. The scope of a variable refers to the region of the program where it can be accessed. In C++, variables can be local or global, with their lifetime determined by their scope. Define function void display number. Define a variable int num is equal to 10. It's local variable and it's used only within this function. It cannot used out of this function. Print this integer value on the screen using cout statement. Calling the function display number. Save, build nad run this program. You've seen that it's display the message, number is 10. OK, for testing, I print the above integer value on the screen using cout statement within the main function. Save, build nad run this program. Here is error as aspected, because the num variable is not part of the main function. It's not a global variable. It's local variable of the above defined display number function. It's call only this function. Comment this line, and again save, build, and run this program. The result is fine, as previous result. Function overloading and default arguments. C++ allows function overloading, which means you can have multiple functions with the same name but different parameters. Default arguments are values provided in a function definition that are used if no argument is passed during the call. Define function overloading. Define the first function. Define the integer type function. Multiply with two integer input parameters a and b. Return the variable a, multiply by variable b. Define the second function. You note that the second function name is same as the function number 1, but the input and output parameters are different. Define define the double type function, multiply with two double input parameters a and b. Return the variable a, multiply by variable b. Display the message, int multiply. Here call the integer type multiply function with the input value of 2 and 6. Display the message, double multiply. Here call the double type multiply function with the input value of 2.3 and 3.7. Save build and run the program. Start debug this program. Add breakpoint here. Click Debug menu and click Start. Click on Step Into at menu bar. You note that the cursor jump at the integer type function because the function input variable is integer type and multiply these values. Click again on Step Into at menu bar. The cursor return back next line where it is called in the main function. Here is the double type function. Click again on Step Into at menu bar. At this time jump the double type multiplier function. Click again on Step Into at menu bar. The cursor return back next line where it is called in the main function.